There's a reason bikes like the 2026 Indian Chief Vintage exist, and it has nothing to do with horsepower wars or spec sheet bragging. This motorcycle matters because it's pushing back against a trend that's quietly infected modern motorcycling. The idea that every premium bike needs to prove itself with performance numbers, rather than presence, feel, and emotional weight. The Chief Vintage isn't trying to convince you it's fast. It's asking a much harder question. Do you actually enjoy riding, or do you just enjoy telling people what you ride? Spend a little time around modern cruisers, and you'll notice how many of them are conflicted machines. They borrow styling cues from the past, but behave like they're embarrassed by them. They chase modern aggression while pretending to be relaxed. The Chief Vintage doesn't do that. It commits fully to being slow in the ways that matter and deliberate in the ways that don't show up on paper. That's why it's worth talking about, especially now, when most riders have forgotten what mechanical calm feels like. Before we get anywhere near the nostalgia angle, let's be clear about how this motorcycle behaves on the road. The Thunderstroke motor defines the entire experience, and not in the way sport bike riders expect. You don't rev this engine, you lean on it. Torque doesn't arrive in a dramatic wave, it's simply there, waiting, like a heavy door that swings open the moment you push it. Throttle response is measured, not lazy, but it never snaps. Even in the most aggressive ride mode, the bike refuses to feel urgent. Instead, it feels confident, as if it already knows you're not in a hurry. That torque character reshapes how you ride. You stop thinking about gear choice and start thinking about timing. Short shifting feels natural, almost encouraged. The engine doesn't punish you for being a gear high, it rewards you with calm forward motion. In traffic, this translates to a strange sense of ease. You're not darting for gaps, you're occupying space. The Chief Vintage makes you ride bigger than you actually are. The gearbox plays into that personality. Shifts are deliberate and solid, not slick or sporty. There's weight behind every engagement, and while that won't excite riders who want lightning-fast transitions, it reinforces the mechanical honesty of the bike. The clutch has enough heft to remind you you're managing serious rotating mass, but it never feels heavy in daily use. This is a drivetrain designed to be felt, not ignored. Where things get interesting is how the chassis supports that power delivery. On paper, the geometry and steel frames suggest predictability rather than excitement, and that's exactly what you get. The Chief Vintage doesn't fall into corners, it settles into them. Turn-in is slower than modern standards, but once the bike leans, it feels planted and reassuring. There's no nervousness mid-corner, no need for constant correction. You guide it, and it stays where you put it. Suspension tuning reinforces that stability-first philosophy. You won't confuse this setup for something sporty, but that's not the point. The fork absorbs road imperfections with a muted, heavy quality, while the rear shocks, limited in travel, prioritize control over plushness. Sharp bumps still come through, especially at low speeds, but the bike never feels unsettled. On longer rides, that consistency becomes more valuable than outright comfort. Braking performance tells a similar story. The single front disc isn't about dramatic stopping power, it's about modulation. You don't grab the brake, you squeeze it progressively, and the bike responds with predictable deceleration. The rear brake plays a meaningful role, especially at low speeds, helping stabilize the chassis during slow maneuvers. This setup rewards riders who understand weight transfer rather than those who rely on brute force. Ergonomically, the Chief Vintage is one of those bikes that feels approachable the moment you sit on it. The low seat height removes intimidation, while the forward controls stretch you just enough to stay relaxed without feeling reclined. On the highway, the riding position makes sense. Wind pressure becomes the limiting factor long before fatigue does, and that's intentional. This isn't a bike designed to isolate you from the ride, it wants you present. Heat management is better than expected for an air-cooled V-twin of this size. Cylinder deactivation at idle makes a noticeable difference in traffic, especially on warmer days. You still feel the engine, it's impossible not to, but it never crosses into discomfort. That balance matters if you plan to ride this bike regularly, rather than treating it as a weekend ornament. Electronics are kept intentionally simple, and that's one of the Chief Vintage's strongest choices. Ride modes subtly reshape throttle behavior without altering the bike's fundamental character. There's no intervention overload, ABS is present, predictable, and unobtrusive. Everything works quietly in the background, letting the mechanical experience remain front and center. Now, halfway through this conversation is where the real question needs to be addressed. Because this motorcycle isn't just about riding feel. The 2026 Indian Chief Vintage exists as a statement, and this is where its meaning becomes clear. This isn't retro for the sake of styling. It's retro as a rejection of modern excess. Indian didn't build this bike to compete on spec sheets. They built it to compete emotionally, and that's a far more dangerous move. The design doesn't scream for attention, it commands it. Deep fenders, wire wheels, restrained finishes, everything feels intentional rather than decorative. Unlike many retro-styled bikes, nothing feels added on. The motorcycle looks whole. That authenticity extends to ownership. This isn't a bike you flip after 6 months because something faster came along. It's a motorcycle that rewards familiarity. The more time you spend with it, the more you understand its rhythms. You learn how to ride it smoothly, how to time your inputs, how to let the bike work rather than forcing it. That's something modern performance machines rarely teach anymore. Of course, that also means the Chief Vintage isn't for everyone. Riders who equate value with acceleration will miss the point entirely. If you want a cruiser that pretends to be a muscle bike, this isn't it. The weight is real. The pace is unhurried. The feedback is subtle. This bike asks you to slow down mentally as much as physically. Against its rivals, the Chief Vintage stands apart not by dominating any single category, but by refusing to compromise its identity. Compared to Harley's Heritage Classic, the Indian feels more visually cohesive and mechanically calm. Against the BMW R18, it feels less imposing, but far more manageable in real-world riding. The Triumph Bonneville Bobber may be lighter and cheaper, but it lacks the physical presence and torque character that define the Indian experience. Long-term, this is a motorcycle for riders who plan to keep it. Maintenance expectations are straightforward, the mechanical design is proven, and the riding experience doesn't age quickly. There's nothing trendy here that will feel dated in 5 years. If anything, the Chief Vintage will age better than most modern machines because it never chased fashion in the first place. So who should buy this bike? Riders who value feel over figures. Riders who enjoy mechanical honesty. Riders who want a motorcycle that encourages presence rather than distraction. Who should avoid it? Anyone who measures enjoyment in lap times, spec charts, or social media approval. The 2026 Indian Chief Vintage doesn't need to prove itself. It already knows what it is. The real question is whether you do.